Hello and good morning to you. This is Cliff Graves from Trainwell Boxing. I hope you got your cup of coffee, tea, whatever to hand. I just want you to sit back and relax. We are going to give you, I think, one of the most ever successful weight training programs in existence in a few moments. So stay with us for specifically the over 50s. Now, if you don't know me, my name is Cliff Graves. I am 61 now, 61 years of age. So if I'm talking to you people, you baby boomers, I'm with you on this. I just come on and I do these broadcasts. I am myself. I don't rehearse them. I don't edit them. They are just raw, and I think they are best raw. What we at Trainwell Boxing give you is honesty, as best a performance as we possibly can. The best, the best, the best. And I can tell you what I'm going to give you just in a few seconds, right? This training program is what I use. I don't hold no allegiance to any other company. I will mention some people, but I don't hold any allegiance to them. Just a little bit, if you don't know about my background, so you know that I'm not some amateur. I had a lot of amateur boxing fights up in the 40s. And at our club, we had national champions, plural. It's a very, very tough Surrey boxing club where we used to get a lot of travelling community used to come down, and they love their boxing and they come fight. I've also been a personal trainer. Just done it up pure love, mainly, not to make loads and loads of cash. I do it out of absolute love. And when I come on and I do these broadcasts, it is from the heart, from the absolute heart. I give you this no strings because I care about people. You can take this workout and run with it, as it were, or completely ignore it. All I ask you is to let me explain it to you. Okay, so what I suggest that you have is a pad and pen, pencil, something like that, to write down the exercises that I'm going to tell you about very shortly. Very, very shortly. I'm not going to go off pat like a lot of these YouTube videos do. A lot of them now are AI generated, but I'm real. I could have come on and I could have spruced myself up and had a shave and stuff, but I wanted to come on so you could see me warts and all, mistakes making here and there and everything. A real raw, honest to goodness video. So yeah, I have, admittedly, I have designed this program around my weekly schedule. It's a weekly schedule program. So yeah, I have. I've also designed it around the fact that I've suffered a bit of a back injury here and a neck injury there and a little shoulder tweak here and a little thing there in the groin, you know, and I am actually having chiropractic treatment. And what has happened is because I come from a one-sided sport, a lot of tennis players get it, a lot of golfers get it, where it will rotate on one side. the pelvis, not the hips, the pelvis rotates on one side. One side goes into traction, one side becomes weaker. And in my case, I have got it right down my left, from my neck down into my thoracic region. So I'm chatting to my chiropractor, and he has kind of like suggested exercises that I should do, specifically when I do the work the lower limbs, to activate muscles, and that would be the gluteus medius muscle, right? When that gluteus medius muscle is activated, it should stabilize, I should say, the pelvis from rotating to one side to the other. So if you're a golfer, if you're a tennis player, if you're a squash player, even swimming, yeah. Take notice, will you? Just take notice. I think we'll be done in about 30 minutes. Okay, just 30 minutes. Have a coffee, sit back. Don't even look at my face. Just listen to what I've got to say. But do have your pen, your pad and pen ready. So should we just crack on? I've been going 6 minutes. Shall we just crack on straight away then with this program? So it's based over a 7-day period, a week. And it's based on the fact that on the Monday night, I do combatives. On the Wednesday night, I do combatives. It's based on a split 4-day weight training routine. Weights are the best. Weights are the best for getting you stronger, basically. And as you get older, so if I keep doing that with my neck, because it is quicking, it's getting a lot better. But anyway, so yeah, weight training. So without further ado, let's do it. Are you ready? Day 1, A workout. I've picked a Tuesday. Exercise number 1, pull-ups. Now here, I want you to do 1 to 3 sets of 3 to 5 sets. So for example, if you can only manage 1 set of 3 repetitions, that's fine. That is fine. This is known as double progression. You then build up to so you can do 3 sets. So if you can just do 3 sets of 3, that's fine. But when you can do 3 sets of 5 reps, now you can move the resistance on. Now, pull-ups are hard, especially the way that we ask you to do the pull-ups. Slightly wider than shoulder width. Pull yourself up, but it's not just your chin going above the bar. Oh, no. You want a crescent moon, like a banana shape, crescent moon out your back. And you pull up, so your chest, your sternum bone touches the bar and come back down again. Pull up and come back down again. There will be some of you that can handle 3 sets of 5 reps. What we're then suggesting is just add weight. Get yourself a dipping bar or something like that and just add weight appropriately. So it is hard for you to do 1 set of 3 reps. So let's say you're a really tough hombre. You've been in the Royal Marine Commandos, the Parachute Regiment. You are And you're my age, 61. You're a tough hombre, and you get out and you can. This is no problem. One set, 5 reps. Second set, 5 reps. So, well, that wasn't challenging at all. Try it with a 20 kilo weight plate. Now try and do 3 sets of 5. Okay, got me? It's a double progression one, that one. Excellent one to start off with. Whether you work out at home or whether you go to a commercial gym, I want you to get hold of a trap bar. You know the trap bar, they're called hex bar, H-E-X, hex bar. And I just want you to bend over like you would do a bent over barbell row, but you're doing it with a hex bar. And I like the hex bar better. I'll come back without spilling my coffee. We can hold it and arms are neutral and just pull it up and back. Pull it up. So I was just watching my coffees because I'm a right prat at times. Pull it up and back. Pull it up and back. And that's all you do for trap bar rows. I want you to do, again, this is double progression, 2 sets, 2 sets of 8 to 10, okay? The next exercise, A3, is letter EZ bar curls, okay? Now, this is where the intelligence comes into it and the uniqueness of our methodology comes into it. We want you to use blood flow restriction. Come to my sports bag. I told you it was unedited, didn't I? I'll laugh at you, but they're honest. I want you to use one of these that I'll come back so you can see. One of these jobs, right? So all you need, they cost about £6, Amazon. They're a blood flow restriction, BFR restriction cuff. Okay. Idealistically, you want it to go over really clothing, if you can. Okay, so slip it on. Now, this is probably tight enough for me. Okay, get that out of the way. There are Velcro bits that you can get to this excess. You can see it, look, the Velcro bit there, and it's take it up. I'm not going to do any of that. I just want to show you for quickness. One finger needs to go in. Slip in easily. Can you see? Quite easily. Get 2 quite easily. It just needs to feel good. Don't put it on excessively tight because you will run the risk of some serious problems happening. So don't put it on tight. Tighter is not better. Tighter is worse. Too loose, we might as well not have it on. So generally 1 finger. I like to say 2 fingers in there. Comfortably, look. There was no pressure, okay? Right up the top, just underneath the shoulder joint. Not down the bottom is better. Where the proximal, the nearest, proximally, near to the shoulder joint, okay? And off you go and you perform your EZ barbell curls. But this is where it turns into something else. Because we do follow the BFR, the Katsui methodology. So you perform 30 reps, 30 reps. Rest just 15 seconds, perform 15 reps. Rest just 15 seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, and perform 15 reps. Final set, rest just 15 seconds and perform 15 reps. So you've done a total of 75 reps. You ain't going to do it. I'm just going to have a slurp of my coffee before it gets cold. Hope you do too. First in the mornings to me, it's nectar coffee. Love it. Anyway, I digress. 75 reps, right? 75. Fantastic. The next one, and I'm going to kind of like show you. What can I get? Yeah, let's just use this. Let's just use this. Right, let's suppose in this, right? This is a dumbbell. Now you can't actually see, but I'm seated down, right? And you have your dumbbell hanging. So you're going to do unilateral shoulder shrugs one at a time. But here, you just want to let it go over a little bit. And then the side that you're doing, like that side. So left hand, left head going over towards the bit that you're going to be doing the shrugs with. And you come up and you go down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. That, if you want to look up more about it to get it absolutely perfected, because it is one of those that you got to study a little bit to get it right, get all the little nuances right. It's called a Git Lesson Shrug. I'll spell that for you. It's GITTLESON. Git lesson shrug. Okay, both sides, and this is amazing for my neck because I've got like problems in the junction of the atlas and axilla vertebrae, and this one stretches out all the scalenes, and you can see me doing that. It is fantastic. I would do 3 sets of 6 to 8 repetitions. I want to go quite heavy on this one. The benefit of getting that stretching that way, stretching out. All right, but do Google that. Gitlesson, GITTLESON. Okay. And then there's another one which I've just learned about just recently, and I think, oh wow, is a trap bar 4-way neck. Now, this guy, I think, is called John Sorin. SORIN is his surname. If you put in John Sorin, SORIN, into the search engine, trap bar, hex bar, whatever, trap bar 4-way neck, rather than me wasting your time and explaining it on and on and on, you will see that. And it's a cracker. For us over 50-year-olds, That's what we want to start guarding against, neck problem. It's all very well having the chiropractic manipulation, which restores, but then you've got to strengthen the muscles. You have to. My wife said, "Oh, I don't want to do neck. I don't want to neck." I said, "You're going to do neck," because she is at the moment being treated for whiplash. So when the time's appropriate, we'll start getting her on some neck strengthening exercises. I would do 3 sets of 10 to 15. So quite a big gap there. But yeah, 3 sets of 10. When you can do 3 sets of 10, try for 12, try for 15, increase the weight. Okay. That is day 1. Day 2 is B, and I've picked Thursday. So with this one, I'm presuming you want to train at home. You've got your own little gym at home in the garage or in an outhouse or something. If you're listening in North America and Canada, it's more than probable that you have that. If you're here, then you can do alternatives. But I want you to do hip abduction. This is your warm-up. This is the activation bit of the gluteus medius. Remember what I said straight at the beginning? That's what you want to activate. And it will improve your back squats, your flexibility, all of your exercises, even in the upper body. Okay, so if you're training at home, get hold of something known as monkey feet. Monkey feet, F-E-E-T, feet, monkey feet. And it's by Animal Fitness. I do believe it's an North American company. But again, if you Google it, monkey feet by Animal Fitness, it would take you to where you can purchase it. So we start off with monkey feet abduction. What I want you to do is get onto your bench and lie on your side. And then both of your feet will be stacked on each other because you'll be lying on your side, won't you? Making sure you don't fall over the side of the edge of the bench, and making sure that your back is nice and in an alignment, all the vertebrae are nicely stacked. So not twisting round or twisting back or anything like that. Just raise a leg. Don't use any body English on this one. This one is that small strap-like little muscle, the gluteus medius. That's what we're trying to activate, folks. In time, I will do a video of all of this for you, but I just want to whet your appetite. So stay with me. It's like a scissor raise. So you do that for the left side, change over, identical for the right side. Now this one is going to test your flexibility, and it's excellent for increasing seniors' flexibility. Even if you're 21, 22, you'll get benefit from this one. We want you to do monkey feet adduction. Abduction is taking away. Abduction. That's taking away. Kidnapping, taking away from the midline. The midline is your spine. So abducting. This one is adducting. Bring it in. So once you lie on your backs, I want you to put something underneath your sacrum area. That's right down the bottom of your pelvis. a little sponge, couple of millimeters, just to protect the small of your back, just to protect that sacrum area. Because what you don't want is to have your pelvis anteriorly rotating forward, so you're hanging off the very delicate spinaceous processes right down the bottom of your vertebrae. So you want to have that. What I'm trying to say to you is your hips, your pelvis in a neutral position, and having a little prop, just a little prop, just a little couple of inches. You could get a towel, put a towel under there, and something like that, a little foam pad that will hold your weight. And all you do is you lift your legs up so they are 90 degrees, you know what I mean? And you just scissor them out and back, scissor them out and back, scissor them out and back, remaining in that 90-degree angle that you created at your hip joint. So don't have you legs going too far that way, or don't have them coming in that way. 90 degree. My elbow, which it isn't, but my elbow is the hip joint, upright, something underneath your sacrum, and off you go. Go to the level of flexibility that you have and just return. Okay. So on this one, that would mean that there's 3 warm-up activation exercises. 1 and 2 is the left and right sides for hip abduction, which we explained, just raising the leg up and back down again whilst you're lying on a bench. You can even do it lying on the floor, to be fair, if you wanted to. And then the adduction, which we've just explained. Now, I would, again, use the blood flow restriction cuffs on this one. I would put them on right at the top of your thigh, where your groin is. Okay, right at the top of your thigh, not down low where your knee is. And crack on with it. The same protocol. First set 30, rest 15 seconds, then 15 seconds. You got me? So you're doing 75 reps, okay? For the abduction, left and right side, and also the adduction. So that will give you 3 exercises. Now you are going to be red hot warm. The relevant muscles that you need to have activated will be activated. Now we get into the real meat and potatoes of it all on this particular day. Workout B. I want you to get underneath a bar and back squat. Just squat, man. Just squat. Now you could do it any way you like. High bar with a barbell. High bar if you want to do high bar, do high bar. Low bar if you want to do low bar, do low bar. If you want to do dumbbells, do dumbbells. But squat. In some way, if you go to a commercial gym, you might think, oh, leg press. Okay, I don't think a leg press cuts it as effectively as a back squat. But there we are. I favor the low bar back squat. And it is when you're doing it, it's such a fantastic exercise. There it is, sitting down on, just literally on that ridge where your top of your scapula are. So it's out, You know what I mean? It's sort of, but behind your rear delts. And I would research the back squat. I think probably the best would be Mark Rippetoe, Rippetoe, Mark Rippetoe. And I think if you put in Mark Rippetoe low bar back squat, it would take you to all of the in-depth tuition you need. So back squats, but here we're working on absolute strength. So again, we use double progression, 1 to 3 sets times 3 to 5 reps. So if you can do 1 set of 3, that's fine. I don't want you working to failure on this one, near to failure. So if you've got a couple of reps left in the tank and you've done, say, 1 set of 3 reps and you think, I could have murdered myself and pushed out to failure, 5 reps, I suggest you don't. Because it does depend on where you're at. If you're in a power cage with safety rails all around and you set those safety rails round to your lowest point when you go into the hole, so that if you need to what do they call it? Not decamp, not derail. If you just need to get the weight off your back when you're down in the hole, you put like that. It's got a couple. Literally, it will just roll off onto the safety rails at the back. Good for you. Good for you. If you haven't and you go down into the hole, right, you're in a little bit of shit. You have to throw it off, but it's quite embarrassing, especially in a commercial gym. And you've got to throw it off aggressively. Can't just let it roll off because it will pull you back. You don't want that. I know that because that's happened to me. And they go, echoes, and everyone's looking, you want that? You're right. Because all know that I'm an old geezer. They're all young kids. You sure? You sure? So my advice is not to go to, it's absolute strength, but the paradoxical thing when you're training absolute strength is not to go to failure. It's when you want hypertrophy that you go to failure. So when you're doing your BFR stuff, go to failure. But not when you're doing your absolute strength stuff. When you're doing your warm-up activation sets, don't go to failure. Because you're just activating the muscle, waking that muscle up, waking that glute medius up. So it's awakening. It's okay, now I know I need to stabilize the pelvis. Okay. Understand? B5, we're back on the monkey foot again. If you're training at home. If you're not, just get onto a leg extension. Same thing. We want the blood flow restriction thing on 30, 15, 15, 15, right? And you won't, on these blood flow restriction sets, you ain't going to be able to use what you could use. I'll tell you that. Trust me. Trust me. That's why in a lot of ways, when you work out at home, it's good. Because your ego goes out the door. And I know what it's like. Especially when it's the opposite sex, or it's a woman to a man or a man to a woman. You know, oh, yeah, you know, or you get somebody in there, they're push pressing, which happened to me the other day. Push pressing more than I can. Well, I can back squat. I did look very red-faced, very embarrassed, because I could see these young girls. Well, I'm 61, right? So I'm happily married, okay, and I'm a Christian man and all that. But dear. What are they thinking? Later did I know when I spoke to one of the trainers, I said, shit, he was strong. He said, he should be. He trains as a fucking strongman at a strongman gym. He's just come down for the day to try. Oh, right. Okay. But yeah, take it easy. Feel the muscle working. You know what I'm saying? Feel the muscle working. That's what it's about. It ain't about bravado and ego and all the rest of it. They reckon on these BFR sets, 30, 15, 15, 15, you'll probably use about 30%. Let's suppose it's a stupid example, just to, so you can get your head around what I'm saying. Let's suppose you can do leg extensions on the leg extension machine with 100 kilograms. You put these blood flow restriction cuffs on, set them nice and safely for yourself, and you go off and you try and do 30, 15, 15, 15. You won't do it with 100 kilograms. I assure you, you just won't. You won't. You might do it with 50 kilograms. Okay. And then on B7, we do 7 exercises on this one. Landmine twists. Good old, simple, strict, unassuming landmine twists. Whoa. If you do them correctly, and I think the best demonstration, you've got your pen ready, I'm going to give you a connection here, that I've ever seen is a guy called, apologies if I don't get your name right, pronounce it right, Ziad, Z-I-A-D, Ziad G Mansour, M-A-N-S-O-U-R. Now you might find him on his channel, Instagram channel, or you might find him here on YouTube. Okay, put in that and then put in landmine twists, and he'll give you such a professional, proper, educated, intelligent explanation of how to properly perform landmine twists. Now, I suggest we do 3 times 10 to 15. So I believe you go like this, 1, come back to the center, 1, up to center, 2, 2. You understand? Day 3, C. I've chosen Saturday. That works for me. Numbers 1 to 3 is how I just previously described for you at detail, great length, and this has gone on over 30 minutes. I apologize, but I just want to get this right for you. 1 to 3 as it was described in day 2, B on the Thursday. We're doing these activation exercises with the monkey feet, the abduction, hip abduction, the adduction and all that, you know what I mean? For 3 exercises, get my words out. C4, exercise number 4 on this particular workout is I want you to do trap bar stiff leg deadlifts. Now, I like the trap bar. I like it a lot because at our age, I'm not talking about if you're younger. If you're 20, you think, well, the barbell is king for me. I'm going to use the barbell out in front of me. This is a video for us baby boomers, okay? And I highly rate the trap bar, the hex bar for your stiff leg deadlift. And it is exactly the same protocol as what you would use with a barbell, but it's more centralized. It's more centralized. You let the hips go back, extend back. You keep your legs, don't you, almost extended and straight, and keep that, and then just flex the extended hips forwards without hyperextending the back, and that's how you perform your stiff leg deadlifts. Absolute strength on this one. So the same protocol, 1 to 3 sets times 3 to 5 reps. Okay. Nothing more you can say about it. I would then get on to monkey foot leg curls. If you go to the gym, well, you just get on the hamstring curl machine, don't you? But if you're training at home, this is the power of investment of having these monkey feet, because they are so invaluable. And I think they excel over the hamstring machine, if I'm being honest. So you're doing these unilaterally rather than bilaterally, one at a time, unilaterally. So exercise 5 would be monkey feet leg curls, for example, right side. Monkey feet. Exercise 6 would then be monkey feet leg curls, the other side. Okay. Again, you want to adopt the blood flow restriction method. Put your blood flow restriction. I'm going to say something to you about blood flow after, once we've got through all this. I want you to listen to the end. It might go an hour. There we are. So I don't like the sound of my own voice, but I just want to explain it properly to you. Give you real value, right? So yeah, it's the same protocol right the way up the top, near your groin, up the top of your thigh, 30, 15, 15, 15 each side, right? Now, if you go on to put into the search engine, monkey feet leg curls, I think it's better if you actually watch the video, because you will see there is one where the guy is kind of like sort of propped himself up over the end of a bench, standing up. I think is the most superior one. Okay. When you perform these like that unilaterally, just make sure you have no body English. Make sure that when you're doing the leg curl, you'll be standing on one leg. Make sure that when you do the leg curl, firstly, it's not too heavy. Pointless. That the movement is just the leg curl. That the pelvis isn't rotating round to one side to the other. This is where the brilliance of it comes in training boxers, play tennis, to work one side at a time without any body English. You know what I mean by body English, don't you? No movement of the pelvis rotating, no back, like you're contorting your back. Watch that video. Watch some videos on it is my best advice. Like I say, we might well just, if quite a number of you say, can you do a video? We'll do a video for you. No problem. The reasons why I'm delaying it is because they don't like people doing videos in the gym I go to. We're moving very, very soon. And my membership is coming to an end on the 10th of August. But I will be able to show you all these videos when we get to our new home, and when we've got some sort of outbuilding or something like that. I can get the cameras in and I can show you, you know, how to do these Absolutely. Absolutely no problem. But I know a lot of you will be keen to get started. So do your own due diligence, you know what I mean? Do your own due diligence. And then this one is a bastard hard one. Bastard hard one. We want you to adopt the Gironda, if it's pronounced appropriately, Gironda, Gironda, curved back leg raises. Again, Google somebody called Daryl Conant, DARYLLCONANT, and put into the search engine curved back or rounded back, if you like, leg raises. And basically what you're doing is you're propping up your head and shoulders against the wall. And you just perform your leg raises. But here's the kicker, folks. This is where we make it a bastard one. Obviously, you want to keep your legs as straight as possible. Point your toes. We include the monkey feet into this. Oh, yeah. I was going to swear there, but I won't. But I would say it's fudgingly well hard. But you'll get results. So, obviously, ensure safety with this. What you don't want to do is when you're doing the leg lowering bit, that you allow the pelvis to tipple out of alignment, out of neutral alignment, because you'll start hanging off the end of the fibrous tissues, the fibrous connections at the end of down the bottom of your spine in your lumbar sacral areas, and you don't want that. Neither do you want when you're coming up on the leg raising that you go too much the other way and posteriorly tilt it. Just come up to as high as you can come up. Maximum, I would say, is where your feet are producing. Remember that hip angle I said of 90 degrees. Okay. 3 sets of 10 to 15. So we're using double progression again. But let me tell you, this is a bastard. Be under no disillusionment. Some of you will just have to do it without the monkey feet. Some of you, if you're like me, you're reckoning you're hard, will put weight on and then soon realise, oh, fuck this is hard. Keeping it so there's no body English. Google it. 3 sets of 10 to 15. And then finally, at long last, some of you might be saying, this is given to you for free. I'm not asking for anything from you. It's day 4. Day 4, D workout. And I've picked a Sunday for that. We want you, after a warm-up, we want you to perform Gironda neck press. Now, Gironda neck press is where, on a bench press, you're lying down, obviously, aren't you? On a flat bench, aren't you? And you come out and your arms formulate, don't they? That sort of arrow. If you're looking from over above, that your arms are formulating an arrow, aren't they? Not so with this one. Let your arms go right out, about slightly wider than shoulder height. Now, That's a position. Before I show you, I need you to understand. And I ain't playing about here. Do not do this exercise unless you have one of two things. To either end, highly experienced spotters. Not somebody that's going to turn around and look at something that attracts them. No. They have got to be so experienced, it is untrue. So pick your training buddies properly. And, or, if you train at home like I do, make sure you are in a power rack that has 360 degrees protection. Power cage. Whereas you're on the bench, you're underneath, and you've got these safety rails that go from one end of the rack to the other end of the rack. So if you cannot push this barbell back up, you are safe. Because if you don't, it could kill. Sadly, there have been quite a number of gym accidents where it has done that. Because what you are doing is you're using absolute strength on this one, 1 to 3 sets to 3 to 5. So it's going to be heavy. And you're coming down like this with your arms fanning my upper arms. Can you see my upper arm? So it is there to that position there on your throat, not on your throat, not on your throat. You will set it up, the safety rails, so that just to give you a sort of like marker, it's stopping. Come, I'll turn around and show you. So look, not to there. You want it to about there. Can you see? So about an inch away from your neck. So even if you got 200 kilograms, you've got the proper power cage, not some flimsy shit. You've invested, you're training at home. You haven't got the privilege of training partners, right? Be sensible and pay the extra money and get the better quality power cage. It needs to stop about there. Can you see from the camera angle? So about that much away from your neck. Do you follow me? Do you follow me? If you don't, please just ask me questions. And I'll be absolutely honoured to give you the answers. But please, do not even think about doing it on your own out of a power cage with the rails that go from start to finish, from one front side to the back side. So if you dropped it from here, not a problem. If you're on the gateway like that, not a problem. Not a problem. Because it's stopping there. It will make a loud thing and people go, oh, what's wrong? But you'll be safe. If you don't, there is a very, very high percentage chance it will kill you. It's a highly effective exercise. I think Brett Contreras did an extensive study on upper body pushing exercises, which included the neck press, the Garonda press, and that one came out with EMG studied. That came out as, on these particular tests, the number one. More so than dips, more so than the bench press like this. Respect it. Say no more, please. Then we want you to do a trap bar, what's known as a trap bar Z press. Get it all positioned in the rack again with your safety rails there again and all that, you know what I mean? Google it, trap bar Z, the letter Z, Z press, and just press up. When you can't do anymore, let it come down. The safety rails catch it in your power cage and your hunky-dory safe. But this one is so good because you will have to resist body English on this one, whether it's the pelvis rotating this way or rotating that way, or pushing up like this or pushing down like that. It is so disciplined, this one. 3 sets of 6 to 8. The next exercise is D3. And this one I learned from Mark Ripito. It's described as an EZ bar explosive tricep extension. So you're lying on your back. And you know the EZ bar where it goes in like this? You just let it go back and push up. Look at Mark Ripito. If you put in Mark Ripito EZ bar tricep extension, you'll see it. About a 15-minute video on it. But what it does is stretches the long head of your tricep and you punch it back up. So you're looking at a certain point, you can punch it back up. And I love it. It's a fantastic exercise. 2 sets of 8 to 10 on that one. The next exercise is dumbbell flat bench chest flies. Sorry, that was just somebody being dumbbell flat bench chest flies. With a difference. I want you to do 3 sets of 6 to 8. I try and stay away from the 6 because I don't like the numbers that represents with 3 sets. 6, 6, 6. I hate that. I hate that. So, but anyway, there's your rep range. On the last final rep that you can manage, because you're going to failure on this, okay? I'll let you work it out whether you go to failure or you don't. Don't on the absolute strengths. That's what I would say. And yeah, you'll work out your own modus operandi. I assure you will. But on the last set, you come out, and this is where the dog crap training, weight training principle comes in. I just want you to hold it. Yeah, up to 90 seconds. If you've got spotters, let them take my dumbbell. If not, just bring them down in and just put them down on the floor. But it is horrendous. Okay, the next exercise, because we're not done with it yet. Oh, no. Is after you've had a rest from the chest flies, is nigh on impossible. So you might have to do these band assisted. With the pull-ups, do them band assisted if you have to. Gironda dips. Look it up. Gironda, Gironda, Gironda dips. One set to absolute failure. And then the final exercise on the Sunday, which I pick as my day, your days might be different, is going to be dumbbell pull overs. 3 sets of 6 to 8. And my friends, baby boomers, I guarantee you, if you follow that, it will get you results like you wouldn't believe. You become stronger, you become fitter, you become more mobile, and you will become more healthy because you've done it into a 4-day routine rather than a 2, rather than a 3. You could be insulin resistant, and that will burn off, don't like to say calories, that will burn off the extra energy in your body that you need to burn off, hence doing it 4 times a week. You're not going out on all of these to murder yourself, but you are wanting to train hard. Now, the value of doing it with a blood flow restriction, a lot of these exercises with the blood flow restriction, cuffs on, is it aids in recovery, because what it does is it stops the blood flow. And then when you take it off, don't wear these more than 5 to 10 minutes. Do not go over 10 minutes. Not recommended. Take them off after each exercise has been completed. If you're resting 5 minutes and you're still between sets, and you might think, actually, I think I need to take these off. If you're resting a minute between each set, yeah, you can get away with it, but do not exceed 10 minutes on the blood flow restriction. And when you take them off, all the nutrients that you should be congesting, and I'll just show you very, very quickly for another time. You should be having, as a baby boomer, right? Flood the muscle and all the muscle cells. So it's very uncommon with BFR that you will suffer from DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. Okay? And you don't want that, because you're working out 4 days a week. And when I do my combatives training, I have my Saturday off, and I love it. But if you've done legs before and stuff, you don't really want to be doing a karate session, combative session, or going out and playing your paddle, tennis. I know people do that, I know, and stuff like that, do you? So by utilizing the BFR cuffs on your limbs, your arms and your legs, it really, really will lessen muscle soreness to almost zero. And there you have it, folks. There you have it. I'm living proof of it as a 61-year-old. So yeah, I really do rate this for a baby boomer workout. I really, really do. So there it is. It's for you, completely for you, free of charge, no strings. All that you've invested in is just over an hour whilst you have a coffee, listening to me and hopefully taking notes. And I will say one thing, final thing about these products that I showed you, right? I'll leave the link below for you. And if you want to get hold of some of these, which these are so second to none, these products, seriously. If you want that, I'll leave the link below where you can get hold of them through me, yours truly, and combined with this training protocol, you will dramatically improve your health and well-being, which has to be the goal of us baby boomers. Okay, so thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. If you stuck with me right from the beginning, right to the end, I am very, very honored. Okay, so this is Cliff Graves from Trainment Boxing. Speak to you again soon. Ciao.